Welcome today to this discussion about the feelings that so many of us have of being completely overwhelmed at this time. And these are insights that are brought to me from my guides and opening new portals, new doors, that we might be able to see things that are happening around us, things that we are experiencing in our lives in a new way that might bring us to some kind of understanding of how we can keep ourselves in peace and in the power of peace. As we watch things in the world and watch things in our own lives seem to take on these very, very strange ideas. And so many of us are feeling really overwhelmed. And the guides have brought through today two different animals with two completely different ways of bringing the energy that we can work from. And the first of these is the porcupine. The porcupine reminds us about humility and playfulness and innocence. And as we look to the world, to what is happening, it is not for us to step up and shout from the rooftops. There are those that work specifically in those areas that will be called upon to do that this time. But for generally, it is most important that for the rest of us, those that take the path of peace and those that want to connect with the power of peace, that we retain in ourselves a feeling of innocence, not being blind to what is happening in our lives, both in our personal lives and in the world around us. Not being blind, not putting our heads in the sand, being aware, but also being very aware of the energies we take into these situations. What will benefit us and those around us? And this is the time now, the porcupine reminds us, it's a time to have faith. Faith in what is out there, what is in our lives is exactly as it needs to be. And we need to trust, not about putting our trust in others and following their example and their opinions. Trust in ourselves. Trust in knowing what we each need to hold space, to hold peace. And in that way, to be responsible, totally responsible for the energy that we send out. With the porcupine, their quills are only used when they stop trusting one another. Then they are used against one another. But each one who has all these amazing, beautiful quills, each quill is made of black and white. Often the same amount of black and white, however much it's broken up in the colors in each of the quills. But firstly, the quills are to remind us of protection, that we need to protect ourselves. We need to connect with our guides. We need to take our space. We need to put our boundaries down. But that nothing is only light and nothing is only dark. That life is a constant moving between light and dark. And that doesn't mean good and bad. It means two sides of the coin. In the dark is where the void is, where new things are created. The light is the light that shines in. And Porcupine says, it's be like us. We don't work through fear. We're actually gentle, loving, and non-aggressive. We use the quills, that is our tools at our disposal, when we need to. But we do not shoot them all the time, and we are not aggressive. We can be very, very playful. And reminding us, one type of life cannot exist without the other. When things are going really well, there will be a time they do not go as well. And when they are very dark and hard, there will be a time when they're not quite so. So it's remind us, be humble, be playful, have faith and trust. And then the other beautiful animal to be brought through by our guides is, as we can see, this beautiful frog. Frog walk works with water energy, which is about cleansing ourselves of our those things we keep in our head, our judgment of others, which stems from a judgment of ourselves. Tears are very important. If you're feeling at this time that you're very emotional, remember your tears are very healing. They are cleansing. And it's a water ritual all of its own. And our guides are saying, connect with water now. All water rituals are exceptionally healing. The more aggression that is out there, the more fire energy, the more we need to become in the water, in the flow, allowing things to unfold to their best advantage, not constantly fighting fire with fire. Water is the most beautiful, cleansing, and healing element at our disposal at all times. Whether you're drinking and sipping from a glass of water, whether you're washing dishes, whether you're standing with your toes in the sea, every time you interact with water, make it a conscious one. Make it one where, like the frog, you start to hear your own voice and not the millions of voices that are going through your head about this should happen, that should happen, I should be doing this, I must do that. Step back, get into water. If you have many things that are feeling like a big burden, allow them to wash off you in a shower. Shake them off, rinse them off. Watch them go down and out and through the plug hole and allow the waters to carry it away. If you're with the sea, go and speak to Mama Ocean. Allow the ocean to come in and collect your prayers, your grief, your sorrow, your fear, and allow it to take it on. Remember that the frog is the one that teaches you your voice. The frog, as a tadpole, can live only in water. Out of water, it will die. That is the subconscious, the emotional. So it's a very important part to get connected with. And as it becomes an adult, it needs to go between the water and the land. It can't live on either for an extended period. It needs both. So come in and out of your inner world. Come in and out of your subconscious. But allow the flow. Allow yourself to take action on those things that feel right within you. Once you're singing your own song, and not the ones you're repeating that are everybody else's song that might be clamoring to be heard right now. It's because you need to connect with your own voice that you're feeling so deeply overwhelmed by everything on the planet, in your lives. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. With the porcupine's gifts of remembering your innocence and your humility and remembering to play, and the frog with its water energy and cleansing. Those elements from those animals that the guides have brought forward will go a long way towards helping you feel more grounded, trusting yourself more, rather than being swayed by everybody else's opinions. What is it that you are needing right now? Thank you for being with me again. I always enjoy making contact. And until we meet again on a video, please feel free to contact me at any time that you would like to continue with work of mine.